this will be over in 5 years' time. You'll have your fucking returns, right? You'll have them this year if you've got enough XRP. And it's just going to go through the roof. You think Amazon and Tesla went through the roof on stocks, mate? You've seen nothing.
Yep.
Those companies are minnows compared to Ripple and what they're doing and what they're up to. Fucking Amazon, selling Chinese goods on fucking online? Whoop-de fucking do. That's nothing. That is nothing compared to what Ripple are doing. Mate, it's chicken shit. We're talking about all the money, not just some plastic fucking radio controlled equipment. We're talking about all the money. Huh?
Yeah, right, yeah.
It's going to be massive. The blockchain is behind all of it. Australia is an early adopter. We'll be having this conversation just in a matter of 2 years, even a year from now. 2 years from now, we'll be having this conversation, mate, over champagne. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So blatantly obvious to me. They're trying everything they can do to fucking distract the bewildered masses by dumping the markets and saying there's an SEC lawsuit against Ripple and blah, blah, blah. They're trying all they can to fud everyone out, right? And it works to some extent because the masses believe in masks, for instance.
Yeah.
But I know exactly where this is going to hit. And, yeah, if you can position it, even with a modest amount of investment, which you've got now, move a little bit more money moving forwards into the utilities, XDC, XLM, XRP, you're done, mate. That's it. Just buy those two. Just buy XDC and XRP, mate. Forget about it. Forget about the rest. Don't worry about it. It's all over.
Okay, yep.
5 years from now, mate, it's all over. Once this paradigm, once we move in and utility moves into this space and all the sheep get blindsided, you'll go bankrupt. You'll probably lose any private property that you've got, which isn't much. But you hold on to that XDC, that XRP, you've got 1,000 or so units of each of those, you're set, mate. As long as you can hold on to them.
Yeah. Hey, talking about the housing market, I was reading in the paper they had a guide on how much your property's worth now per suburb. Some of these suburbs have gone up 35% in a year.
Unreal. Well, I just sold my property 1.6.
Yeah.
So it had gone up in a year. It had gone up about 600,000 in 1 year.
Holy shit.
What I would be doing is buying property after the reset.
Yeah.
Yep. Wait for the reset.
Yep.
Right, Bindi? We're going to wait for the reset, mate. What's the hurry? Why would you be buying property at the top of a bubble? Don't be buying the top of the market. You've just seen our own house sale for 1.6, which is way overs. You're going to buy into that market? Just relax.
Yeah.
Just rent.
Yep, exactly.
Let the World Economic Forum do their thing.
Yeah.
And buy the dip. Buy on the reset. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I just can't believe the prices are going up right now. They're in the paper. Like, what are people meant to think? Like, I see it, I straight away see, oh fuck, I won't be buying a house now.
Do you know how moronic it would be to be a young person now, just getting by, managing to get a mortgage or loan from a bank, and you go and buy some fucking little townhouse in Carrum or Seaford or Doncaster or whatever, and you can just make payments, and then you're told you can't work anymore because of COVID-19 vaccines or whatever. This is not the time to be going into debt because in the previous years it was dangerous, but at least you could work under your own, or generally under your own steam. But you could be rope pulled by the government. That's so dangerous, Bindi. Right? Imagine getting a debt, $600,000-$700,000 debt on a house in Doncaster or whatever, I don't know. And then you're thinking, I've got this under control, and then you get rope pulled by restrictions or COVID restrictions. And now you can't make your payments, and now you're in default, and now you're on UBI, and you're fucked. So you don't want to be getting into debt in this environment. It's too dangerous. One, when I was a young guy, the biggest risk was, if you got injured playing footy or cricket, or something went wrong, you had an accident. Now, that's minor issue. The biggest issue now is the government steps in and says, hairdresser, motor mechanic, bar gym owner, sorry about your motor. You're not allowed to, you can't earn income. It's a scam, mate. But that's the risk you take. That's right. She's thinking that, got to get into debt, I've got to get myself a house, I've got to get moving. But you don't. You don't need to do any of that shit. Bindy's going to cash in on his Doge, his NU, and his XRP and XDC in 5 years from now, and he's just going to pay cash for a fucking mansion on the beach. He's going to pay cash for a 3-bedroom joint. He's going to have hose everywhere. He's going to do none of that crap because he didn't waste his money on a fucking townhouse in Seaford while it could be rug pulled.
Yeah,
He said, that's not a good way to do it. I'm going to invest in these cryptos. I'm going to invest in these assets that have got real future. These assets are in a bubble, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you had 500 grand, if you were going to go to the bank and you said, I'm going to buy a house, and they gave you 500 grand, you'd be a fuck to spend that on a house. You'd pop it straight into gold, silver, and crypto. Sit 5 years, live in a fucking tent, and in 3 years' time, mate, you'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Multi.
Yeah.
He's just gone and spent all. You know what you told me?
XRP right now. What's the worst thing that can happen to where we stand if you're a holder of XRP?
Short-term price drop, but long-term very bullish, mate. As I said, we're going to get a settlement this year, certainly. The SEC lawsuit settlement will be like FUD reversal, right? It's anti-FUD. SEC lawsuit settlement's a 10x on that week.
Yeah.
That week. And that's going to happen this year. It's going to happen this year. And then from there, over the next ensuing years, I'm talking 1000x, 100x. So, yeah. But this year, we're looking at a 10x, right? So there's two events going to happen this year. There's going to be a settlement, there's going to be a relisting. Both of those are going to happen. Or when I say relisting, a relisting in the US exchanges. But that's going to allow the sheep in, right? The sheep can get back in all of a sudden. So they're going to let the sheep in right at the time. So what they're going to do is they're going to settle with the SEC. The fundamentals are going to go through the roof, fundamentals being the news. So they're going to settle with the SEC. There's a 10x just right there. And at the same time it's going to 10x, they're going to let the fucking sheep back in through the US exchanges. They're going to go bananas. They're going to go bananas. And this is written in stone, because the only way it isn't is if you were to argue that there'll never be a settlement. I mean, are you going to physically tell me that they're never going to settle? Of course they're going to fucking settle. My biggest fear, though, is that they're going to put a lot of people on the skids before this all happens. So in other words, we're talking about sheep getting shaken out with a 40%, 50% correction in the markets. No. That's not a shakeout. I'll tell you what a shakeout is: starving to death. Forced out of your home because you can't pay rent, because you've been fucking put into default, and there's no money flowing because the internet's been switched off, blah, 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 blah. That's a shakeout, right? If you can survive that, you're set.
Yep.
You're set. Because I think that's what it would take for me to be fucking liquid, for me to be fucking shaken out, is something quite sinister. Not a price dip. XRP goes down to 8 cents. It's a buying opportunity, mate. I'll go nuts. I'll start selling stuff. Seriously. We'll see how they try and shake this out. I think it's going to get... I hope I'm wrong. But I would say they're going to try and shake XRP holders and utility crypto holders out of their bags with some pretty nefarious stuff. And here's why I think that might happen. I'm worried that the UK are backing off on these COVID mandates. Have you seen that shit?
Yep.
Because that tells me something big is coming.
Yep.
Because they're not going to back off. The UK are heavily involved. If England have said, we're backing off, Boris Johnson said backing off, to me that means,
else,
What they're really saying is, hey, you fucking peasants, have a couple of weeks off because we've got, have a couple of months off because we've got something real big plan for you next, and we need you to recharge your batteries for this one because this is going to be fucking nasty. Because my girlfriend here said, look, the UK fucked off all the masks and they're repealing all the mandates, and I thought, really, are they? That's all I said was, what have they got coming? What's down the pipe? You know what I'm saying. There's no way they're going, no, we're just all too good again and we love the shit. Come on. No, mate. It's just half time. It's 3/4 time. They've got the big one coming, in my opinion. I reckon they're going to try and disturb this bull run with a false flag, because they know a lot of moves are going to be made in this bull run. They fucking know it, mate. That's why the whole SEC lawsuit came about. You just got to sit tight. You just got to hang on for fucking, if you can, and you get through the other side, you'll be set. You will be absolutely set, but most of the sheep won't tolerate it. They'll shit themselves, sell their positions, sell their gold and silver, sell their XRP, sell their fucking Doge, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They'll sell everything. Just absorb this for a second and think about how unrealistic it is. Everybody thinks that when they buy a coin, it's going to go up from the time they buy it. But that is so ridiculously unrealistic. Generally what would happen is when you buy low, it'll go a bit lower, but then eventually it'll go a lot higher, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, when you sell the top or where you sell high, you think you sold high and you're comfortable with that, and you would be. But the chances are it's probably going to go a little bit higher or maybe even a fair bit higher. But the bottom line is you can't stress over that because timing the top and there's a lot more failures in trying to time the very bottom and a lot of failures trying to time the top. In other words, those that hold out and try and time the very tippy top end up doing a lot worse than if they had a sell when their gut told them to sell. Similarly at the bottom. You know, let's say you buy, for instance, you're thinking about buying some XRP at 62 cents today, and you're thinking, oh, it might go a bit lower. So you hold out for a couple of weeks, and lo and behold, 2 weeks from now, it's $1.75. Right? That happens all the time. So we know it's 62 cents now. We know a few weeks ago it was $1 or it was 80 odd cents. So yeah, it's definitely low. It might go lower, but don't try and time the very bottom. If we know it's low, so yeah, get a couple $100 together and start off. Yeah, buy it. Start stacking it up. But I wouldn't be fucking with meme coins from here on out.
Nah, fuck that.
But I would really start thinking slightly longer term about a realistic future for you, and that's a 5-year plan, which will be more than enough. And just start buying every week, just chipping away and buying some XRP. You don't even necessarily have to buy dips. Just buy some every week because it's called dollar cost averaging. So if you buy some every week, you'll get the lows, you'll get the highs, and it averages out. You'll be miles ahead, mate. Don't even sweat on the price. Don't worry about buying it when it's right. So I bought 10 grand worth of Doge GF a couple of weeks ago. It took me from 8 trillion to 12 trillion. And I bought it at 12, and I thought, oh, fuck, look at that, it's just gone down to 9. Mate, I'm not going to worry about it, because I've seen it as high as 7 or 8, right? So, yeah. If it gets to all-time high, if it just tips all-time high again, which we know it will, at some stage or another, you know, I'm going to 6x, so I'm probably looking at close to 100 grand, right? So, I'm not worried about it.